The transmission reached Earth at 1427 GMT on a Tuesday that would forever divide human history into before and after. Admiral Chen Wei stood in the command center of Luna Base, watching the alien message replay for the 100th time. The being on screen was tall, ethereal, with skin like polished obsidian and eyes that held the cold indifference of deep space. "People of Earth," the Kethvar Dominion's messenger had declared, "you have been found guilty of unauthorized expansion beyond your birth system. You will cease all colonial activities, recall your settlements, and submit to Dominion oversight. You have 72 of your rotations to comply. Failure to kneel will result in pacification." The word pacification carried the weight of extinction in galactic standard. Chen remembered the stunned silence that followed in the Global Defense Council chambers. Earth's colonies, Mars, Europa, the asteroid mining stations, the generation ships already en route to Proxima Centauri, all of it built through 2 centuries of blood, sweat, and dreams. And now these Kethvar who ruled 1,000 worlds demanded humanity crawl back into its cradle and wait for judgment. Most species, Chen had learned from intercepted Dominion communications, did exactly that. Humanity was not most species. "Admiral," Lieutenant Commander Sarah Okafor approached with a sealed data pad. "Final fleet status report." Chen accepted the pad, though he already knew its contents by heart. In the 71 days since the ultimatum, humanity hadn't been idle. Project Nightfall, a contingency that military planners had developed for exactly this scenario, had activated with frightening efficiency. Every human colony, every research station, every mining operation had contributed. Resources flowed inward like blood to a beating heart. The Martian shipyards had operated at 400% capacity. Europa's industrial platforms had been stripped bare. Even the Proxima colony ships had jettisoned their civilian modules and returned as weapons platforms. The result floated in space before Earth, the Black Armada. 2,000 ships painted in void black composite that absorbed sensor pings and reflected nothing. No running lights, no broadcast signals, no heat signatures above background radiation. They had cannibalized their own civilization to birth this shadow fleet, and every vessel bore the same grim designation: Human Space Force Retaliation. "They wanted us to kneel," Chen murmured, watching the fleet's silent formation through the observation deck. "Instead, we built a sword." The Kethvar response fleet emerged from hyperspace exactly on schedule, a magnificent display of 12 capital ships, each the size of a city, their hulls gleaming with the silver-gold alloy that marked Dominion authority. They had come to accept surrender or deliver death, confident in their superiority. They found neither Earth's capitulation nor its defenseless colonies. They found the Black Armada waiting. Commander Tychvan of the Dominion flagship Inevitable Glory had conquered 17 species in his career. Each had followed the same pattern: initial defiance, gradual understanding of Dominion might, then submission. He expected no deviation from a young species that had barely learned to cross the space between worlds. The human fleet's appearance confused him. Their ships were primitive, clearly inferior to Dominion technology. Yet something about their formation, the way they held position like predators about to strike, sent an unfamiliar chill through his consciousness. "Open channels," Tychvan commanded. "Let us finish this quickly." Admiral Chen's face appeared on screen, weathered and grim. Behind him, the bridge of his flagship Defiance buzzed with quiet activity. "Human Admiral," Tychvan began with practiced condescension, "you have chosen to resist. This is unwise. Surrender now and your pacification will be swift." Chen's response came without hesitation. "Commander, you offered us a choice, kneel or face consequences. We reject both options." His smile held no warmth. "Instead, we offer you one. Leave our space now or learn why humans don't kneel." Tychvan's certainty wavered. No species had ever. The human fleet moved. Not in the organized formations Tychvan expected, but like a living thing. Ships broke away in seemingly random directions before converging on Dominion vessels from impossible angles. Their black hulls seemed to drink starlight, making targeting difficult. Worse, they showed tactical awareness that suggested extensive combat experience. But these humans had never fought a space war. How could they? The first Dominion cruiser died when 3 human destroyers materialized from its blind spot, firing weapons that shouldn't have existed. Kinetic rounds accelerated to relativistic speeds, each one carrying the mass of a small asteroid. The cruiser's shields, designed to deflect energy weapons, offered no protection. The second died to a swarm of single-pilot fighters that moved like angry hornets, too small and fast for capital ship weapons to track effectively. The third fell to a human heavy cruiser that somehow matched its firepower, despite being half its size. Impossible, Teichvin whispered as battle reports flooded his screens. Human ships were dying too. Their armor couldn't match Dominion energy weapons, but for every human vessel destroyed, they claimed 2 of his. Then he understood. These weren't exploration ships hastily converted for war. Every human vessel had been designed from the ground up for this moment, to fight enemies with superior technology through superior tactics, training, and an utter refusal to yield. The humans hadn't spent centuries exploring space. They had spent centuries preparing for war. As inevitable glory shuddered under focused fire from 6 human heavy cruisers, Teichvin made a decision no Dominion commander had made in 3,000 years of expansion. He ordered retreat. The surviving Dominion ships fled into hyperspace, leaving behind the wreckage of humanity's introduction to galactic politics. In the silence that followed, Admiral Chen stood on his bridge and watched debris drift past the observation ports. "Casualties?" he asked quietly. 837 ships lost, Commander Okafor reported. 41,000 crew. Her voice remained steady, but Chen saw the weight in her eyes. "The Armada holds," Chen nodded. The price had been terrible but necessary. Humanity had announced itself to the galaxy not as supplicants seeking permission to exist, but as a force that would not be moved. 3 days later, the second transmission arrived. This time the Kethvar's tone had changed entirely. "People of Earth," the same obsidian-skinned messenger said, "the Dominion acknowledges your sovereignty. We withdraw our previous demands and extend an offer of diplomatic relations." Chen smiled grimly. The galaxy had wanted humanity to kneel. Instead, they had learned to fear the Black Armada's shadow, and in the cold vacuum between stars, that shadow grew longer every day.